Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take those complex topics and, we really try to unpack them and get to the good stuff.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
today we are diving into resilience and comebacks.
Over.
Stories of people who didn't just, bounce back from setbacks, but soared to unimaginable heights.
Really inspiring stuff.
Exactly.
And it's funny, we often kind of celebrate the end result, right? Like the
The
success.
success, the happy yummy.
But the real story, I think, lies in that struggle, that climb back up.
Yeah, the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, that's where those true lessons of resilience are kind of hidden, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's like that saying, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.
Oh, I like that.
So let's start with J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
I mean, everyone knows Harry Potter,
Global phenomenon.
right? Global phenomenon. But how many know about the 12 rejections she faced before finding a publisher?
Wow. 12.
Yeah, that's persistence right there,
Yeah.
for sure. And it wasn't just bad luck, though. Early drafts of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone were actually quite different.
Oh, interesting. So how did those rejections actually like shape the final product?
Well, Rowling herself has spoken about how those rejections, they forced her to hone her craft.
Okay.
So she revised extensively,
Uh,
particularly, focusing on making Harry more proactive,
okay.
giving the story a faster pace.
Mm-hmm.
Those rejections, in a way, kind of helped shape the book into the masterpiece it became.
Wow, so they were almost like a blessing in disguise.
Right, it wasn't just about finding the right publisher. It was about refining the story itself.
Interesting.
And to think one editor even told her to get a day job, like completely missing the magic they were holding.
Oh my goodness.
Now, her story is often used as an example of perseverance.
For sure.
But it also showcases something else. I think the power of trusting your own vision.
Yeah.
Imagine the pressure to conform,
Yeah.
to change the story to fit what publishers thought would sell.
Right, right, to kind of cave into that pressure.
And it really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what if she had given in? Or
Right.
worse, abandoned it altogether?
I mean, can you imagine a world without Harry Potter?
I mean, the world would have been deprived of a story that sparked imaginations and brought joy to millions.
Absolutely. And, it's a reminder for all of us listening to
Yeah.
stay true to that creative vision that we have.
Yes.
Even when we face those rejections, because sometimes it's not about the work itself, it's about finding that right fit.
Mhm. The right audience.
The right audience. Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of finding the right fit, let's move on to Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
I mean, can you believe she was fired from her first TV job for being too emotional?
It's almost ironic, isn't it? Because that very quality, her
Yeah.
ability to connect, on an emotional level, that's what propelled her to become a media powerhouse.
Right.
But, there's a deeper layer to her story, I think.
Uh-huh.
Oprah's early life was really riddled with adversity,
Yeah.
From poverty to abuse
Yeah.
experiences that could easily lead to distrust and cynicism.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's almost as if her career trajectory mirrored her personal journey in a way.
Totally.
She could have easily let those early experiences harden her, but instead
Shows vulnerability.
right, vulnerability, authenticity.
Yeah, and she famously said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom."
Oh, I love that.
And it's clearly lived by those words.
Yeah. And, and in doing so, she created a space for others to be vulnerable as well.
Yeah.
Think about the impact of her talk show.
Yeah.
The millions who felt seen and heard because she wasn't afraid to share her own story, her own emotions. And it redefined daytime TV in a way,
Right.
making it a platform for, genuine connection and personal growth.
And it makes you think about our own lives.
Yeah.
Those moments where we feel judged or told we're too much of something.
Oh, yeah.
What if those are the very qualities that, if embraced, could become our strengths?
Yeah.
Our unique contributions to the world.
It's all about reframing, those perceived weaknesses and seeing them not as flaws, but as facets of ourselves that, when nurtured,
Yeah.
can become our superpower.
Okay, now let's shift gears to another master storyteller who faced his share of rejections.
Okay.
Stephen King.
Oh, yeah, the king.
We all know him as the king of horror.
Yeah,
But his journey to success wasn't exactly a fairy tale.
right.
I mean, we've all heard about the 30 rejections he received for Carrie.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal.
That's enough to make anyone question their abilities.
I would think so.
So,
So what kept him going?
well, what's striking about King's story is the role of his support system,
Okay.
specifically his wife Tabitha.
Okay.
He was ready to give up, literally threw the manuscript in the trash.
Wow.
But she saw something in it that he, at that moment, couldn't see himself.
Talk about a supportive partner.
Right. Talk about a reminder to surround yourself with people who believe in you,
Yeah,
even when you're struggling to believe in yourself.
for sure.
I mean, could you imagine the world without Carrie,
Yeah,
without The Shining,
yeah.
without any of the iconic stories that have shaped the horror genre?
Right. And, it wasn't just Carrie King faced rejection for many of his early works,
Oh, really?
including Salem's Lot. It's fascinating to consider how his perseverance, coupled with that crucial support from his wife,
Right.
led to the creation of a horror empire worth an estimated $400 million.
But his resilience wasn't just about pushing through rejections.
Yeah, what else was it?
King's personal battles, his struggle with addiction, are well documented.
Right.
He even credits the creation of The Shining to his own experiences with alcoholism,
Wow.
turning his personal demons into a chilling masterpiece.
And that rawness, that vulnerability is often what resonates most deeply with readers.
Right.
It's almost as if by facing his own darkness, he was able to tap into like a universal fear,
Yeah,
a shared human experience that transcended the horror genre itself.
totally. Yeah, it's incredible how he channeled those experiences into his writing, making his work that much more powerful and relatable.
Hmm.
But this idea of turning personal struggles into creative fuel, it's not unique to King.
Right.
It reminds me of Thomas Edison,
Oh, yeah.
another figure whose name is synonymous with resilience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Edison, the man who famously said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Right,
It's a quote that's often used to illustrate, perseverance.
right.
But I think there's a deeper psychological concept at play here.
Okay.
What psychologists call a growth mindset.
Okay, so how does that tie into Edison's story?
Well, a growth mindset is the belief that your abilities are not fixed,
Okay.
but can be developed through dedication and hard work.
Uh-huh.
Edison really embodied this. He didn't see those 10,000 attempts as failures,
Right.
but as data points,
Hmm.
as valuable information that brought him closer to his goal.
And let's not forget the context.
Yeah.
I mean, Edison wasn't just working in a vacuum.
No.
He was partially deaf,
Right.
faced constant criticism for his unconventional methods.
Mm-hmm.
He was even called a fraud by some of his contemporaries.
Wow.
But he never let those criticisms define him or deter him from his vision.
It's a testament to his self-belief, I think, his ability to kind of filter out the noise and focus on his goals.
Focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, and it's also a reminder that resilience is not just about working hard.
Okay.
It's about having that mental fortitude to persevere even when the world doubts you.
It makes you wonder how many brilliant ideas, how many world-changing inventions have been lost because people lacked that resilience,
Yeah.
that belief in themselves to keep going when things got tough.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it also highlights the importance of fostering that growth mindset.
Yes.
Not just in ourselves, but in others as well. Think about the impact we can have as mentors, as teachers, as parents,
Right.
by encouraging curiosity, experimentation, and celebrating effort over outcome.
That's a great point. We often focus on the end result,
Yeah.
but it's the journey, the process of learning and growing that builds true resilience.
Couldn't agree more.
Speaking of overcoming challenges and achieving greatness,
Okay.
let's talk about Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And here's a fact that might surprise you.
Okay.
He was actually cut from his high school varsity team.
It's hard to imagine, right?
I know.
Michael Jordan told he wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but that rejection became a turning point in his life.
Okay.
It fueled his fire, ignited a drive to prove himself not to others but to himself.
To himself, yeah.
And it wasn't just raw talent.
Yeah.
Jordan was known for his insane work ethic, his dedication to practice and self-improvement.
Right. The guy was relentless.
He famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed."
It's so true, though.
Right.
That quote perfectly encapsulates the idea that failure is not the opposite of success.
Uh-huh.
It's a part of it.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah, it's the stepping stone, the learning experience that ultimately leads to growth and achievement.
Right.
Jordan's resilience wasn't about avoiding failure.
Right.
It was about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to push himself further.
So it's a powerful lesson for all of us, no matter what field we're in, to
Absolutely.
see setbacks not as roadblocks but as detours, as opportunities to reevaluate, to adjust our course, and to come back stronger.
Love it.
And finally, we come to a story of resilience that goes beyond personal achievement, a story that speaks to the human spirit's ability to overcome unimaginable tragedy.
Okay.
Malala Yousafzai.
Malala's story is a powerful reminder that resilience is not just about achieving personal success.
Right.
It's about standing up for what you believe in,
Yeah.
even in the face of danger and oppression.
Absolutely. She was shot by the Taliban at the age of 15 for advocating girls' education.
It's hard to believe.
It's a story that shook the world, a testament to the brutality she faced for daring to speak out.
And yet she refused to be silenced.
And she not only survived the attack,
Right.
but used it as a platform to amplify her message to become a global advocate for girls' education and women's rights.
It's incredible.
Her resilience is both inspiring and humbling.
Yeah.
It forces us to confront the question,
What's that?
what are we willing to stand up for?
Yeah.
What sacrifices are we willing to make for what we believe in?
It's a question that challenges us to examine our own values, our own sense of purpose.
For sure.
Malala's story is a stark reminder that resilience can be a force for good, a catalyst for positive change, not just in our own lives, but in the world around us.
Her journey from a schoolgirl in Swat Valley to a Nobel Peace Prize laureate
Wow.
is a testament to the power of one voice, one individual's commitment to making a difference.
And her famous quote,
Yeah.
one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world.
It's a call to action,
Yeah.
an invitation to embrace our own potential to create positive change, no matter how small it may seem. Yeah, it really makes you think, about the impact that just one person can have.
It's incredible.
And that's the beauty of, exploring these stories of resilience.
Yeah.
They're not just about, individual triumphs. They offer us like a framework for understanding our own potential, our own capacity for growth and change.
Absolutely.
We've journeyed from, the world of literature with J.K. Rowling and Stephen King to the realm of media with Oprah.
Yeah, such diverse stories.
Right. And then, we explored the minds of innovators like Thomas Edison and the unwavering dedication of athletes like Michael Jordan.
Right.
And then we witnessed the transformative power of courage and activism through Malala's story.
Yeah, each story so unique and yet so connected.
Each story has kind of highlighted a different facet of resilience.
Right.
From embracing failure as a learning opportunity to the importance of a supportive network to the power of trusting your own vision.
Exactly.
But I think what ties all these stories together is that underlying message that resilience is not a fixed trait. It's a muscle we can strengthen,
No, I like that analogy.
a skill we can develop through practice and perseverance.
And, it's not just about bouncing back from like major setbacks or achieving, monumental success.
Right.
It's also about navigating the everyday challenges.
Yeah, the little things.
Yeah, the moments of self-doubt, the rejections, the disappointments that we all face.
It's about finding that inner strength to keep going even when we feel like giving up.
Yeah,
To believe in ourselves even when the world tells us we're not good enough.
so true.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into resilience,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to reflect on our own journeys.
Okay.
What's one area of your life where you could benefit from embracing a more resilient mindset?
Yeah. Or is there a dream you've been putting off?
Mm-hmm.
A challenge you've been avoiding, or a fear that's been holding you back?
Think about the individuals we've discussed today.
Right.
They didn't achieve greatness by avoiding challenges or playing it safe.
No, they face their fears head on.
Exactly. They embraced the unknown, and they persevered even when the odds were stacked against them.
And in doing so, they not only achieved remarkable things,
Yeah.
but they inspired countless others to do the same.
So remember, resilience is not about being fearless.
Right.
It's about acknowledging our fears and choosing to move forward anyway.
Choosing to act.
Having the courage to try,
Mm-hmm.
to fail, and to learn from those experiences, knowing that every setback is an opportunity for growth.
So embrace your challenges.
Yeah.
Celebrate your failures, and never stop believing in your own potential to overcome adversity and achieve amazing things.
Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope this exploration of resilience has left you feeling empowered and inspired to create your own comeback story.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep
Keep learning.
and keep pushing the boundaries of what you believe is possible.